just so you know, I mean, each TV bracket assembly is different. You've got to get the bracket assembly directions out. This one had 2 different bracket assemblies to put back here because it's modified to accept pretty much any TV. The whole pattern may not be the same for your TV, so you may not need this bracket. You may have a different bracket, but they're pretty much universal. Okay, so I don't want you to think this was just something I kind of threw together, because I did a little bit of planning on this and I kind of pulled out everything, and I have not installed this type of bracket assembly before. That's why I'm going and reading the directions like I should. Don't think you can figure it out without going through the directions, okay? And that way I can see where everything's at and all that, okay? You can do it. So like I say, spend some time on this, read your directions, make sure your bracket assembly is going up right, and that you understand everything, how it works, before figuring out what to do next. Because see, once this bracket is on here, I get it hooked on, and I figure out which way it goes, and lift it up and all that, and I know that's right, and that's the bottom. Remember, I wanted 5 feet 2 inches to the bottom edge of the TV. So I know this is the bottom. I know this is up tight. So I've got to measure 5 feet 2 inches from this edge. Then I have to measure up to the bottom of this bracket that's going to be bolted to the wall. So the easiest way to do it is just hold your tape out. I got 5 feet 2 inches. Right to this edge where the bottom edge is, and then I can look up here to the edge of the bottom of this bracket assembly. Okay, I got 69 3/8. So I know this is where the bottom of the bracket has to be bolted up to the wall, right? Then that will allow this room here. I couldn't just bolt that at 5'2" and say, okay, that's fine. Put the TV up there. Uh-oh, you forgot about that. Uh-oh, you measured from the top down, and you thought that was the bottom of the TV, so you measured 5 feet 2 from here to there, and now you're wrong. So see, that's why you just spend a little bit of time, get your bearings, understand your project before you start bolting anything up to the wall and making holes, because you want to do this right the first time. Okay, so things along the way, you've got to remember these measurements, write them down. You know, 69 3/8 to the bottom of there. And we got to figure out where the center was. We marked over 3 3/4. And so it's the same type of processes you're going to have to go through for your TV. Don't remember my exact measurements, because your TV is going to be different. But follow the steps and you'll do it. So ideally, what we got was 3 3/4 over from there, remember? Okay, so I'm just going to hold my pin up here. This is not exact. It's going to be close enough for right now. Ideally, that's where I'd like to put my bracket up on the wall. But now, there might not be a stud exactly there. Okay, so now I've got to figure out where the studs are. And here's the other thing. You see where that is going to go? And here's a plug here, and here's the cable for the TV. Now I know that there's probably a stud either right there beside this box or right there beside the box. The same thing over here is probably going to be right there or right there, because the studs are probably 16" on center. The box is usually nailed to the edge of a stud, either here or over there. So if I just hold my tape there to about there, I can see that that's going to be about where a stud could be, or it's going to be there and there. Now, that's not always gospel, okay, because they might have laid out the wall differently. It might be 2 foot on center. They might have had to add another stud in the wall for something. This could be a cut-in box for all you know, and it might not even be next to a stud. So those are the types of things we need to look at. And you know, if I have to go over to the edge of that plug, that's okay. That's still pretty close to center of the wall. You know what I mean? So, what's our next step? We need to find out where the stud is, don't we?